Я прошу вибачення, а від мене очікується синхронно чи послідовно?
Слава Україні! Ми дякуємо Державному інформаційному агентству «Укрінформ» за можливість провести наш підсумковий річний захід у цьому прекрасному прес-центрі, але найголовніше, ми дякуємо Збройним силам
Glory to Ukraine, and we are glad to.
І ми це робимо з честю і повною відповідальністю.
We are doing it with a full responsibility in order to defend the rights, to guarantee the financial support on the international level, on the informational field. At the end of the year, two weeks ago, we had a chance to report in the Congress in the capital. We had a half an hour report on the three directions of our activity. One of them concerning the search of sanctioned assets of Russia for the amount of $300 million, which is now announced throughout the world. Thanks and based on the data of the Kyiv School of Economics, based on the data of the author Catherine Belton, and based on the support of the Kyiv-Mohyla Academy, thanks to Tatiana Hutor, the information based on the amount of $600 billion. We have paid attention to this of the American congressmen, ambassadors, participants of all the groups present in the event called US-Ukraine Summit, based and organized by the foundation of the Ukrainian. We're thankful to the author of the book Failed State, the book about the collapse of Russia, which is inevitable. He has been contributing with all his effort into our investigation. The second direction of our activity is journalists' activity is our activity research into the genocide provided, organized by Russia, where Ukrainian children are taken into concentration camps, where there is brainwashing directed towards children, which are trained to be anti-Ukrainian warriors. This was provided to the American congressman, thanks to the Nobel Prize winner, thanks to Oleksandr Matvichuk. We've raised this question in the interstate, international level, and we're thankful for that in full. The threat which is carried and posed through mass deportation of the Ukrainian children and the genocide, it's not that awful as the threat of the awful war, which is this is the method which will be for centuries, for decades, and finally for centuries. I'm talking about mining of the Ukrainian territory. One fourth of Ukraine, even 1/3, 174,000 kilometers of Ukrainian territory mined. This is a threat intensified not just through the scale, but the devices that they use for mining. They use artificial intelligence. They use different kinds of mines. They use the innovative systems, the innovative devices based on artificial intelligence. All the other innovations are an absolute challenge for Ukraine for decades, for hundreds of years into the future. From Israel, that's request specialists from Israel, from Azerbaijan, from the United States of America. We've been talking to many speakers, we've been in contact. Now it's a deep night, late night. I'm talking now of William Wayne and as a speaker. We could sum up our activity in this direction. We've been honored to make a half-an-hour report in the Congress. In this way, we have been proving for the international community that we are ready. Despite any problems, despite bureaucracy, despite some tinges of corruption, still we are emphasizing that our government, our country has moved ahead. We are setting up the center of the demining. We've increased the number of deminers to 30. That's a great number. That's a big increase in the number. A few challenges have been solved, but many challenges ahead. The main challenges we hope to be resolved with the assistance they are going to provide, as we hope. We've been working on that for 2 years, our organization Demining Control. After communicating with the international leaders, with our specialists, with the support of Andriy Savarets, the ex-minister of defense, we can be proud of our contribution into the provision of the nuclear safety in Ukraine. In particular, the Chernobyl nuclear plant, as well as the project of the dome. Thanks to this project, we've guaranteed the continuous, thanks to Andriy Savarets, we've guaranteed the continuous flow of investment, and without the project is out of corruption and it's totally under control. And we regularly hold web conferences. We've held dozens of such conferences reporting. We've represented our scheme, the scheme of financing based on our analysis, the scheme of financing for demining in Ukraine, which the scheme includes a few layers, a few stages. Stage 1. You can see it on the screen. The first stage is the countries that understand that the challenge is not only Ukraine, but that's an international challenge. The countries are represented by the US, Canada, Switzerland, the UK. They will be personally dealing with the questions of demining support. Norwegian fund, a Swiss fund. The organizations will fund the global fund. All the funds will be gathered there. the head office will be located directly close to the center of decision taking, which is in the UK, in order to avoid possible corruption, in order to provide continuous work. The office will also be located, the head office will be located directly close to Ukraine as well. It's a neighboring country, Poland. There will be an opportunity to open a work office. The key function of the office will be striking contracts to perform the necessary work for counter-agents. That will be a controlled system of reporting based and dealing with those funds that will be provided to Ukraine by international funds. All the counter-agents will be able to provide different support, media support, demining, analysis, IT support. We will be collaborating with companies which the demining which is now taking place, it's so full scale. It has to be carried out not by only the deminers. It requires the necessary equipment as well as drones in order to monitor the territory. Mined. For the miners to be able to see where they have to come, where they have to check it. It will accelerate the process. Moreover, I'm sure you have seen different types of machines, equipment used for demining without driverless devices. It might be, and it will be sponsored by the international donors. I'm confident all these positions we have described in the scheme will be directed to demonstrate the global community and the global partners that now when the government, when the Ministry of Defense, when the state sector are dealing with the battlefield. Another sector can support the government and give a certain signal to the global community that we are ready to report. We are ready to report on every cent, on every machine that is going to be given in order to carry out demining in Ukraine. Ukraine is the most mined country in the world. The third sector can guarantee the transparency and the openness of the process. Transparency and openness. It will be declared in the first international declaration about demining and designing. So, drawing up of the document. Thanks to Ukrinform, this topic. First, we have to understand the needs of the army, of the deminers that are now dealing with demining, even of the territories which are currently being mined by the Russians. We have been collaborating in the last 2 years in the field of demining with a man who is currently at the border in Sumska region. I would like to specify what's going on. What's going on with mining? Is it a current challenge? Does Ukraine need to draw up this declaration and to address the international community. Good afternoon, glory to Ukraine. Yes, we can hear you, Mr. Ruslan. Concerning your questions, currently, the situation is hard but controlled. On the whole battle line and the state border, currently, on our side, we're intensifying mining fields, barriers, creating traps for the possible attackers. We have already carried out a lot of activities, mining activities. Currently, it's increasing. The mining threat is increasing. The enemy is mining the territories distantly, manually, and we're also making mining barriers. What's saving that we can control it, and in case of demining, we know where is what. In terms of the systems that they use in order to mine, it's so diverse, we're not in time to fix it. Mostly these days, there are self-made, handmade mines which cannot be copied. This is self-made. It's in the small production cycle. Lots of special small mines made with some non-standard explosives. Whatever is used, it might be the smallest whatsoever. Russians have been secretly mining some of the territories with these unique mines. The mine lots of mines. The threat is huge. To localize the threat, the biggest issue is the professionalism. Our training centers guarantee basic needs to identify which explosive it is and how to deal with standard explosives. There are specialists on self-made or instructors. We have just 2 centers that train and prepare miners. It would be great to have an initiative. Civil organizations would be good to include into the process, preparing basic deminers. The number of deminers is really small. Most of them dealing with the high risk areas of the possible urgent attacks or unexpected attacks. The situation is like that. What about the necessity of drawing up this declaration? Challenges are changing. That's like everything is changing, and do we need any rules, any list of rules? I have been saying it from the very beginning. This war is different from other wars. I have already told that. We don't have those specialists that could even estimate the threat. Nobody has, abroad or back here home. We should have done it already. It's outdated already even. All the challenges we're facing in Ukraine now, nobody has ever faced in the world. Nobody has ever seen this number of explosives on 1 square meter. Conditions where we can hold demining They are absolutely different. The standards introduced for demining, they're also outdated already due to the difference of this war. The standards, our standards are changing, and we have to be changing the standards. We have to be talking about this. We have to be offering. We have to be explaining to the international partners that it's different. It doesn't correspond to existing standards. The new standards have to be created. Another principle has to be made. We have to approach it. We have to approach it eagerly. I would be glad not to make our evil into even the biggest evil, the evil that we are facing, so that we can't even consider any corruption scheme. So this is a country where we are going to live. We are going to leave our children, grandchildren. None except for us can do that, can implement that. Can we put it into this declaration in terms of guaranteeing transparency? That yes, it has to be guaranteed. The head of the International Demining Group has been talking to us right now, where he guarantees the defense of the Ukrainian borderline. Now we have a chance to talk to Hanna Lysenko, who is the chairwoman of the organization Free Ukraine, who are the developers of the most probably first demining application for Ukraine, which is called MineFree. This application has been introduced to the department of the ministry. There are a few programs on which the Swiss organization is working. For example, educational activity for school children about demining. And the second program is about training rescuers and providing necessary machines, necessary equipment for rescuers and deminers. Morning, thank you. Thanks, you have invited me. I'm the president of the Swiss volunteering organization and charity organization based in Switzerland, in Geneva, since 2014. The main direction is the support of the Ukrainian culture. It used to be like that, but with the start of the war, we have been reorganizing the directions, starting with the healthcare support, medical support. We have been involving professional specialists to develop the application for demining. It offers the users information on mine threats using online forms. This application can assist to see close the maps and territories in danger. The application has educational materials that have been added by a program for children that has been developed with Mr. Lirne, together with employees, with psychologists, with specialists of demining. It's been made as an animation program. You can see it on our site, MineFree, minefree.info. There you can see all the series that have been supported and adapted. They have been recommended to be used in educational establishments of Ukraine. Mr. Lirnek will speak a bit more on the project a bit later, how it's been implemented, the purpose of the question the question of demining for rescuers, for state bodies of demining. These organizations are the best way provided, considering the law. They are providing demining. That's why we are supporting them. We are providing pickups, cars. We are cooperating with Toyota in order to support them with vehicles. We're looking for a consortium in order to help our rescuers. Concerning the other issues mentioned by the previous speaker, that Ukraine is facing the threat, unprecedented threat, which is unknown for the whole world. We are introducing the latest technologies, and we are making a channel of transparency, a channel of reporting for every donation into the sphere of demining. That's a priority for us. That's a priority direction. The position concerning the necessity of signing the declaration. How can it contribute to the demining process? What can be? What does it have to include about transparency, about reporting? As for the problem issues, the needs we see, in order to demine Ukraine, we need to involve innovative technologies and wide international cooperation. We are looking for the optimal model for Ukraine, demining model. It has to be innovative. The current threat is special. We don't have the necessary specialists, so we have to invent it, and we have to use our own experience in order to build this. Ukraine has to be chairing the process of demining. The existing practice might be not efficient, or it might take too long. And of course it has to be based on transparent reporting, transparent system of coordination. I'm reminding that together with the president of the Swiss organization, we are cooperating with a project together with Mr. Lirne, Sergiy Skydanov, who is the author of the professional content, organizing educational projects for children in kindergartens and schools. Mr. Oleksandr is here. First, I'm thankful to you. Thank you for my son in particular. You have contributed into his education. We are watching cartoons with your plasticine-shaped cat Norkotun. We're glad to be watching these videos, to be educating with. We don't see it in the on Ukrainian TV. We would be glad to get these necessary lectures. We would be glad to deliver it to all the children. The microphone isn't working. We can't hear you. We hear you. I hardly know if it's possible. It doesn't depend on me, on the government. It depends on the government, TV authorities. Could you move your picture across? I'm limited, technically limited. I do apologize. Thanks to our cooperation with Ukrinform, this cycle created together with the Swiss fund, together with Sashko Lirnik, it's already ready, and it must be presented to Ukrainian schools. What I already know. The role of the internet is huge. Everybody has a device, everybody has a gadget, so that's our application is available online. It's been created for children, considering children's psychology. What's the most important? Consulting with the consulting from the rescuers, the state rescuers. It's not our own. Every word has to be in the right place, but it has to be intriguing for children, getting them involved. Adults tell horrible things, horrible stories about artificial intelligence, but we have to present it to the children in a children's way, in a children's approach. I would have never thought. I'm a children's writer. That's my job. But now in the wartime, I have to be creating this content for children. I'm thankful to the fund supporting Ukraine and the ideas. That my son was the one who has been writing the plot. We have been checking it with the real children watching these videos and giving their feedback. We hope with time it will go ahead, it will get a push, it will be shown on TV, it will be shown in kindergartens. It's not commercial based, it's what is necessary to know, it's what is necessary to educate the public, to educate children. We are doing it through the children's psychology together with the cat, speaking about this. We're filming it, and I hope it will be not only engaging, it will be useful. With the 30% of Ukraine being mined, it's never been in history, and it's going on. We have to contribute into the generation, the future generation. The children have been evacuated, some of them, and they are living through this war. It's part of them. Like a Terminator movie, they live in it, they live through it. Unfortunately, we are struggling, all of us struggling, and the children too. We have to educate them. It has to become part of their living. We will be going on. It's just the first season. It's here to go on. We have to consider the new reality. The key here is understanding. Understanding from these children in the future may become deminers. We will teach these professionals in the future. Thank you for your support. Please spread this information, spread the use of the application. What I'm doing here, we will be doing it through the internet. We will be doing it through TV. Thank you. That's a Ukrainian fairy tale writer. That's an educational program, Safety with Lirnik, Safety and Security with Lirnik. It's for the children's audience. It's about threats. It's about threats with artificial intelligence, including artificial intelligence. It will make our children safe and secure from the new challenges, from the new threats. It's making the ground for the training of new deminers. It has to be fixed in the project of the new declaration, demining. So it concerns not only the current generation, it's about the future generations to come. It has to be fixed in the declaration with this understanding. It has to be drawn up with this understanding. It has to be working not 1 year, not 10 years, but dozens of years to come. It has to be the base for humanitarian demining in Ukraine. If we're talking of teaching the miners, I will talk now to my fellow professional, my colleague. We will be overcoming challenges. Volodymyr has been researching into training of Ukrainian deminers and sappers. The difference which now exists in the world, in the ministry. It's a huge topic. In short, we are limited in time. In short, I'd like to specify
бо зараз багато саперів
there are a lot of sappers who cannot be trained in they cannot be learning new classifiers of the mines, of the explosives, because they are busy dealing with the threats in the battlefield. But training, preparing such deminers, sappers, training the staff, the teaching staff that will be educating the future deminers and sappers. It has to be done today. It should have been done yesterday, the day before yesterday, even not tomorrow. It's urgent. We have to set up new training center, creating the new training centers based on the existing centers, developing the world standards. Oh, that's a huge amount of work to be done. That's a lot. That's a lot of accounting. That might be a lot of bureaucracy. It has to be started already now. Why do we need to do these educational standards now? Is there any difference? Is there a difference in teaching sappers here in Ukraine and back there abroad? Standards, in my opinion, there are catalogs or ratings of mines. In Ukraine, these catalogs, the Ministry of Defense, in the Ministry of Defense, there are about 200, and the rescuers have about 600. What we have found together, but really what we have found, that's above 3,000. That's much more. So accounting the international numbers, our numbers, that's 4,000 already. Ours 3,000. We hardly know. We're unaware of the three. So now we have to combine these catalogs, compile new standards, new catalogs, including the 4,000 types of explosives, and we have to be training new deminers. What we have just said, how to deal with hybrid mines, how to classify them, how to teach the staff to be dealing with them. We cannot just come into the field and start demining without any being unaware, being not knowledgeable. Volodymyr Khomenko, the deputy of the head of the Demining Control Association. Okay, the mine territories. What's shown by MineFree application? That's one thing. The state map is different. There is a necessity, a current necessity to compile everything, all maps, to make one single map, unified, that can be like in Hanna's application. The access has to be provided to all deminers, all sappers, for all demining organizations, so that all the new spots, previously mined spots, can be can be put into one application, because our rescuers have one kind of maps, international organizations have other maps, so somebody may be aware of one type. So we have to be all aware of the same things, compiled, to have this compiled map, the real one, the standardized one, so that everybody can use. And there are new mines. Every day there are new mines appearing. All the mining organizations have to be aware of this, of the new ones appearing. It will speed up the process. It will save lives. Finally, it's going to facilitate the process, to coordinate the process. It will be time saving. I have to specify that the both offers have been put into so-called acceleratory program, acceleratory demining, that was started in the middle of this year by the Kyiv School of Economics. We are waiting for an employee of the Kyiv of the KSE employee to arrive, so that she is reporting on it. Now we can be talking of the fact that the KSE is a research educational institution holding the first international forum on the question of humanitarian demining of Ukraine, named Ukrainian Demining Forum, supported by the Ministry of Economy and with the Prime Minister being present at the event. And based on this event, the Kyiv School of Economics has adopted a decision to start the accelerator on humanitarian demining, being realized and fulfilled together with the Ministry of Economy of Ukraine, which is directed towards the support of humanitarian demining. It includes field trials for the innovations, expert assessment, training courses, in order to put the courses into life. And it also considers investments, which is provided by the Kyiv School of Economics as well, and other partners, in order to implement into the sphere of the demining of Ukraine. And we have to be thankful to the Kyiv School of Economics for the support, for the informing, putting Ukrainians into the picture about how to avoid the war, how to avoid the challenges of the war, how to provide and guarantee the normal the normal life going on in Ukraine. And we have to be thankful to the project, thanks to analysts of the KSE, we're able to update the data on the threats Russia is creating for Ukraine. Russia has caused already to Ukraine, and to track and trace the Russian assets abroad. And money from those assets will guarantee rebuilding of Ukraine. We are waiting to Miss Valentina. We still have 15 minutes. I would like to ask some professional unions to talk about the first international declaration. Demining Control is an independent civil organization. We are monitoring, we are reporting on the state of the humanitarian demining in Ukraine. These days we are talking about creating in Ukraine 2 associations on humanitarian demining. I would like to talk to Alexander Chapko, who represents the Ukrainian National Association on Humanitarian Demining. Mr. Alexander, about the declaration and what has to be included into the declaration in order to attract attention of the international donors and to provide financial support of the project. Good afternoon, guests, listeners of the event. In my opinion, it is the right time to hold this event. These days, they're absolutely necessary. Lots of communication happening, taking place in our professional communities, often not heard in the right centers. All the speakers have mentioned it. In decision-making centers, they may be unaware. They are not knowledgeable, unfortunately, about what's happening here. So they have to be put into picture. The Ukrainian Association of Ukrainian Humanitarian Demining, it's a new organization, relatively new. It's uniting international companies, professional companies in the area, including international operators of demining, humanitarian deminers. We include equipment producers, insurance companies, educational companies interested in the area. The association was founded by a number of national operators, deminers, in order to contribute to overall the participants of the industry and provide assistance for state bodies and guarantee demining of Ukraine, the full demining of Ukraine. I would like to draw your attention to Ruslan. He was right, he was saying about the threats, the current threats, the newest threats which companies are facing in the field, right in the field, even the international standards. During the conflict, during the war, they do not correspond to the reality, to the needs of today. They have to be optimized. They have to be put in line with the current needs of the industry. That's our current priority, one of the directions for the association. We consider it to be an important tool in order to facilitate the state bodies. Except for that, the association is currently working in work groups. We're also part of the technical committee 176, working on the standard of demining activities. These days, I absolutely agree. Those tasks, those objectives have to be resolved altogether. The association is supporting one of the directions. One of our directions is the support of the national providers, national producers, those producing special equipment, self-protecting devices, more equipment for the industry. Based on our association, we're facilitating trials of the equipment, methods of use. We're also working on creating an efficient mechanism in order to gather investments, to attract investments. Ukraine is not able to resolve all the questions in full, all the questions it's facing now by itself. I do believe the key barrier in the expansion of the support is the absence of certain rules, specific rules of the use of this support and reporting on the use. I support Mr. Oleg on what you have been specifying, on the need of the reporting, accountability, how to use the funds, if it's used on purpose, if it's used professionally, being a powerful agent and acting in the international line. We are also working on the declaration about the mining of Ukraine, and we consider it's really appropriate to draw up this declaration and write there key principles, key rules, decisions on deciding how to demine Ukraine, how to get rid of those explosives now being in Ukraine. The declaration has to become the starting point for optimizing demining overall. The head of the Ukrainian National Association of Demining, I would like to go to switch to another speaker, Andriy Savarets, the coordinator. In short, about declaration of demining and about the event in Zagreb in Croatia, the latest event, where the Ukrainian delegation received 40 million.
Добрий день, шановні колеги. Координатор Української асоціації операторів.
The coordinator of Ukrainian Association of Ukrainian Deminers, Humanitarian Deminers. In short, thank you for this event. These are the right things to do. The more we communicate with the state, with each other, with other participants, agents, the results, the better will be the result. The declaration will be the basic part on which we are going to plan the further activity and coordinate it with each other. I'm glad that such professional associations are being created. For me, they are fellow thinkers. The better concept for such an association, they're not competitors for us. The more we cooperate, the better results we are going to achieve. Altogether, the event in Zagreb, it was a huge donation conference. There were clear messages for Ukraine. The first, the international support will come. That's a good signal. The second, it's not going to be from one source, coming from one source. It will be coming from a few sources. It will be multi-layered, decentralized, multi-contour. We have a clear message. We have to be accountable and reporting. If we're able to report, to be accountable, we will get more of the international support. It depends on us. It depends on our country, on our professional organizations, on our state. It depends on our reporting on the help received. Of course, it's limited. Any assistance, any support is limited, but the needs that Ukraine has, the needs are huge. It's been announced that $500 million have been already donated, but we need $40 billion. Huge numbers. It depends on us, on what we are able, to do, on how we can involve the others, how we can use this money and these funds, and later report on that. The territories, mine territories, are huge. Our association has recently been created. It's been able to involve producers of special equipment and supplementary equipment. The combination of different events will allow us to carry out more efficiently the work, the tasks which are posed. and to engage agents which seemingly are not connected into the process. But the key thing here is the communication. The challenges posed are impossible to overcome without communicating with business, with non-governmental organizations. Let me give an example in short. Yesterday there was a strategy adopted. There might be different problems about the strategy because it hadn't been communicated with the community, so it might be posing problems in the future. With the state sector, we are talking about holding INTECRACY that has been provided by the in the holding there is a company dealing with producing software for drones. The name of the company is DC, is a company of pilotless solutions. Now we're talking about the Berlin Defense Conference with the Ukrainian presentation. Volodymyr Petrachenkov, the head of the Ukrainian Association of Humanitarian Demining. 3-4 key things to do for the state, for the country. You're talking to me. I will tell about the question of preparing specialists. Today at the market, there are no specialists specifically trained according to standards. I have been analyzing all the standards of the Ministry of Defense, the standard of the National Guardia, and all of them are preparing specialists for themselves. Rescuers are preparing specialists for rescuers. They have to be deminers in the height. And their medical staff deals with pregnant women. We are short in time. What is to be done? We have prepared the state standard. Here we have written all professional competencies. It has to be adopted. It has to be made national, so that 5 weeks National Polytechnical University of Ukraine can educate specialists of the first level for 5 weeks, training for 5 weeks. Whichever institution. The best suitable is a Polytechnical University, Kyiv Polytechnical University. That university has been training mountain engineers, mountain mining engineers. As for the educational standards, we do agree. The director of the conference where you have recently been present, where you have been presenting the drone flight master, your program on providing in order to find how. That was an excellent trial. I have seen that machine, that pilotless drone. It was a great demonstration of Ukrainian developments. How much international donors are present in the Berlin International Conference? How much are they ready to be updating the rules of demining and to provide the tools to finance humanitarian demining of Ukraine? Thank you. for letting me speak out in this wide circle. Thanks to Ukrinform to give me the platform to speak in full. It's always hard. It's always hard to study, but then it's easy to be fighting on the battlefield. Preparing for demining is part of demining. I certify that we are already in the process. We're already dealing with it, all of us. But making and developing methodology, introducing new technologies, as Hanna says, I agree with all the participants, it's already a process. It's the hardest job to be done in the field, the practical application and realization of all the developments that have been prepared, found, learned, tested. It will be the second part of the deal. What is going on now and what is being initiated, it is the key task. In the Berlin conference, there were different. It was a peaceful event for humanitarian, and it's about humanitarian mining. It's in the trend. It's about scanners. There have been a few solutions from our side possible to promote humanitarian mining, demining. It's in line with the industry. It is the development of sensors, scanners. Together with the company Shell, we have represented a unique vehicle to transfer and to transport operators, deminers, where there are terrains which are difficult to reach. This territory is impossible to reach on foot, which is impossible to reach. To draw attention, it's the idea that we have been introducing the Ukrainian producers, those implementing into the industry, attracting the attention of the industry. It's a great popularity of the equipment in the German press, and there has been a lot of publicity dedicated to it. We are going to be continuing the development. We are dealing with developing this direction with the partners, those producing sensors, cameras. We are working on the practical field. We are working on the methodology, on the centers, integrating them into the drones. The solutions that we are producing ourselves, we are cooperating with the company which is now demining Kherson region, with sensors that they have brought, with the indicators that they have brought, with our pilot-less solutions. We've received an excellent result. We are going to continue the work further on. We will be dealing with the methodology in the field. The solutions that we are talking about now, it will be speed up the demining, increase the scale of demining, and rescuing hundreds of lives of our deminers and sappers. The general director of the company dealing with the state sector of Ukraine in demining. He has been reporting on the Berlin International Conference, where we have presented the Ukrainian developments, Flight Master in particular, as well as software, Erase demining. I have to be thankful from everybody participating in the web conference, to the translator and the interpreter, so that our country can understand the challenges that we are facing on the international level. so that people abroad can hear what's going on here back in home, and it's critical. That's Irina Kulish, the teacher of the Kyiv School of Economics, so that's why we're thankful for what you're doing, for the consecutive translation. We hope that this event will be shown online, will be shown in the international media. It will be heard all over the world. We have to be thankful to you for your ideas, for your thoughts on the project of the demining declaration. We congratulate you on the coming holidays, we hope that at the start of 2024 we will have a chance to hold a larger scale demining summit where this declaration will be processed. It will be taken into the public discussions. It will be discussed together with the Ministry of Ukraine, ministries, in order to discuss it with the international community, how to provide demining, humanitarian demining in Ukraine, and to show that we're able to do it transparently, to be accountable, and to report on it, on every cent spent on it. We're thankful to everybody. Congratulations on the coming new year. Glory to Ukraine. Goodbye.
Дякуємо вам всім учасникам.